All right, Chargers fans, let's talk about this for a second. But before we get into this, I got a question for you. Is Najee Harris going to be on your team? And I know it sounds outlandish, right? And do you believe in Najee Harris as your starting running back? And how long before he hands over the torch to Amari Hampton? And can Rocket Sanders also pass him on the depth chart very quickly? Let's not forget about Kamani Vidal, by the way. And the reason I'm asking you these questions, put them in the comments below. Who's your number one back for the first 8 weeks of the season? When we are done with the first 8 games, who has the most carries? This is the question I want you to answer. Is it Najee Harris? Is it Amari Hampton? Who has the most carries? That's the only thing I want to know. And the reason I'm asking you this is because there was an article on SI.com. I could not believe that it was here. All right? And it is an article saying that there is a good chance that the Chargers could trade running back Najee Harris this year. Now, if you remember, the Chargers signed Najee Harris, and I'll let the article do the job. They wanted to protect against the loss of J.K. Dobbins, and J.K. Dobbins, I do believe, just signed with the Broncos. So that's that, which, by the way, ruins a lot of my fantasy draft where I was going to draft the rookie running back for the Broncos. But now, do I keep J.K. Dobbins? Because I had a lot of J.K. Dobbins stock last year. I don't know. These are the confusing questions that you have to answer in fantasy football, that you have to care about in June when it's a dynasty league that you don't have to worry about in real football. So anyways, here's what they're saying. The reasons for, and I'm going to make the argument for and against why they would trade Najee Harris. The argument for trading him is that J.K. Dobbins is gone. However, they talked about ever since joining the Chargers, Harris's job security has been a major topic of discussion. They selected Amari Hampton in the first round of the NFL draft and then picked up undrafted free agent Raheem Rocket Sanders. Now, by the way, usually what I say, it's a good argument to say, oh, they got an undrafted free agent. No, I would not. However, I will admit, I think Rocket Sanders might be the most perfect fit for an undrafted running back, undrafted free agent running back into an NFL organization going to the Chargers that I've ever seen. Now, we've talked about this often on this channel. We are not Chargers fans per se. I enjoy watching the Chargers. I like the Chargers. I love Jim Harbaugh because we're Michigan fans. But we're from Michigan. We're Lions fans. We have another channel called Sports Talk Detroit. And if you like other NFL content, we have a channel called Sports Talk Extra. We talk a lot of football on here, on all these channels, but we wanted to make the Chargers their own independent channel. I love the addition of Rocket Sanders. I've done multiple videos on this channel talking about Rocket Sanders. This article went on to talk about how that's 2 young, talented running backs who could very well push for a starting job, and that doesn't exactly spell great news for Harris's future in LA. So it begs the question, would they actually trade Harris? And they're saying if he goes over, if they pass him on the depth chart, there's a good chance they trade Harris in the middle of the year. Now, that's their argument as to why. And they said especially if Hampton severely outperforms. By the way, it would need to be Hampton, Rocket Sanders, and Kamani Vidal that they trust more than Harris. Here's the other thing you have to understand about this man right here, Jim Harbaugh. Looks really good in the maize and blue. All right, he looks good in powder blue too. All right, but here's what I will say. He loves a veteran running back. He loves a veteran running back. He loves a running back that he can trust in pass protection. If you can't pass block, you don't play that much for Jim Harbaugh. You just don't. And so when I look at this and I'm saying, so you're going to count on 2 rookies and a second-year player who barely played in his rookie year to be your 3 running backs, what does that bode well for protecting the franchise, Justin Herbert? No. No, it does not. All right? It doesn't. And that is one of the reasons alone that Najee Harris won't run away. Second, in this article, they made it like, sure, Harris has posted over 1,000 yards in each of his first 4 seasons. He's posted over 1,000 yards in each of his first 4 seasons. He's not going anywhere. Now, you can make the argument that he's only averaged 3.9 yards per carry on those runs. The Steelers' offensive line has been trash. I'm sorry, it has. It has not been good. They're not opening up holes. And when you see him run, it's not great. Not great on the offensive line. Najee Harris, I always see him in the preseason. I'm like, man, he's got burst. He looks good. By the end of the year, he's worn down because they keep running him into a brick wall. That won't be the case here. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. That's another reason I don't think, because he is significant and consistent. In this article, it says perhaps Harris will shock everyone and have the best year of his career. I don't think he'll run for the most yards of his career, but because Omarion Hampton and him are going to split carries. However, do I think he will have his most efficient year? Absolutely. Do I think there's a world where 8 games into the season, each guy has 120-ish carries, and each guy is averaging far north of 4 yards per carry? I do. I do think there's a world where that happens. And I think they signed Najee Harris to a 1-year deal, and that's perfect because Omarion Hampton will be ready to take the torch after year 1, and hopefully Rocket Sanders will be able to fill in exactly where he needs to in where Harris is going to leave off. The other reason I don't think they're going to trade Najee Harris, what are you going to get for a 27-year-old running back who is on a 1-year deal? Like, what are you gonna get for him? Like, could there be a team that's desperate and they need a running back to finish a playoff run because their running back got hurt? Like maybe the Eagles if they lose Saquon Barkley, or maybe the Lions if they lose Montgomery and Gibbs, or like, I don't know. Like, you wouldn't want to trade him to another AFC team. So, and maybe they give you a 5th rounder. Is that worth it? Probably not. Probably a 6th rounder. Deebo Samuel just got traded for a 6th-round pick. What are we talking about here? Veteran players, especially at the running back position, don't demand much in return. So I think they would keep him because they will be on a playoff run. This will be a team vying for a playoff spot and vying to be a Super Bowl contender. They want depth at the running back position. In the NFL, we are heading more and more to a 2-headed monster in every backfield, which means you need to have 2 good running backs, but you want to have 3. Teams aren't getting rid of running backs. So, no, I don't think they'll trade Najee Harris, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the burst, but I could be wrong. Maybe, he's got nothing left in the tank, and that becomes very apparent. But if he's got nothing left in the tank, nobody's trading for him. That's not what's going to happen, all right? And he'll sit on the bench, and he'll go somewhere else next year. That's the way it's going to go. All right. But I think he's still got a little juice left in the tank. All right. Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you want more Chargers content, please subscribe to this channel. We put out a Chargers video pretty much every stinking day. All right. Hope you're having a great time. See ya.